What was supposed to be a night of music and joy turned into a public scandal that might just destroy a billion-dollar company. This isn't just about two people caught being messy at a concert. This is about power, betrayal, and how one viral video flipped the lives of Andy Byron, CEO of a $1.3 billion tech company, and Kristin Cabot, his head of HR. It all started at a Coldplay concert in Boston. You know those cute kiss cams that sweep across the crowd, catching couples off guard?
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
Do you think if they had not tried to hide, Coldplay would have moved on?
100%. I think if they acted natural, no one would have thought twice. What a cute couple. I mean, I'm sure people in their inner circle might have caught something, but I definitely wouldn't have posted that video if the reaction wasn't the way that it was.
Everyone laughs, cheers, maybe sneaks in a quick kiss. But when the camera landed on this couple, things went from sweet to suspicious real quick. Chris Martin, the lead singer, even called it out from the stage. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You okay? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Spoiler alert, they weren't shy. The woman, Kristin Cabot, turned her face away and covered it with her hands. The man, Andy Byron, literally ducked down like he was trying to disappear into the floor. Not exactly the behavior of people with nothing to hide.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what?
Look at her friend.
They're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Oh, look at the friend, Pat Red.
And of course, in 2025, you can't act that shady on camera without the entire internet turning it into a global spectacle. Within hours, the video racked up 53 million views. Memes flooded social media. Someone dubbed the whole fiasco the Dumbotron, and it stuck. Tweets said things like, "Bro thought he could hide under the seat in VIP," and "CEO of Astronomer wild and at Coldplay, this ain't HR approved."
I think cheating is an abomination, okay? And this man has a wife, he has children, these kids are gonna have to watch and see this. They don't look, I would be devastated if I was his wife.
So I found out that my now ex-husband was cheating because he got a new phone and inadvertently synced our phones together. So one Sunday morning, I'm laying there and my phone starts going off, bzz, 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 you know, like a vibrator. And all of a sudden, I'm realizing that I have access to texts, emails, all of it, right? So I cannot even imagine what it had to be like for that lady to wake up and find out that the entire internet knows that her husband was cheating on her with the HR director. I can't picture it in my mind. I can't rationalize it, none of that. But all I'm here to say is, Chris Martin, boy, I don't know. Because he said, either they are really shy or they're having an affair. When I tell you the way I hollered. But all I'm here to say is, ma'am, get you a good lawyer, because you don't need to worry about finding the evidence, because it's all there on the internet. And what you need to understand is, you now have millions of witnesses. Girl, get your paper. Cause what? The HR director. Now we really need to know, is she biased? You know, in some ways? Like, what is your sexual harassment policy at this job? And then the other lady was in charge of morale or some shit. I don't know. But let me tell you, I am here for the foolishness. I'm here for the foolishness. All I can say is, ma'am, I am wishing you generational wealth for you and your kids. Get your paper, ma'am. Yes.
Even employees at Astronomer started passing the clip around like wildfire. So who are these people? Andy Byron is the CEO of Astronomer, a tech company valued at over $1.3 billion. He's married with 2 teenage kids and has been hailed in the business world as a visionary leader.
So last night there was a video from a Coldplay concert that began to circulate online. It was a Kiss Cam, or you know how they jumbotron the audience. So when there were 2 people that came up on the screen, there was a CEO from a company called Astronomer and another woman who worked there. She is a part of like their HR team. She works with people and staff there. And when the jumbotron screen, the camera hit them, they hid from the camera like crazy.
I'll tell you one thing, he deserved to get caught because he was doing too much with his side piece. You don't take your side piece to no damn Coldplay concert and be hugging up from the...
Kristin Kidd is the head of human resources at Astronomer. She's been divorced for about 3 years and only joined the company 8 months ago. On her LinkedIn, she proudly wrote, "I lead by example and win trust with all employees of all levels from CEOs to assistants." That statement hasn't aged well. Grace Springer, the 28-year-old fan who shot the now infamous video, spoke out in an interview later. "I honestly wouldn't have posted it if they didn't act so weird. If they just played it cool, I probably would have deleted it. But the way they panicked, it screamed affair."
You do have to think about the children and the spouses. We're all laughing about it, but they're all families and stuff.
There are a lot of damage.
So when you're a CEO and you decide to cheat on your wife in public with a coworker at a Coldplay concert, and then you are exposed on the Jumbotron with your very public actions, and then of course the entire internet finds out about it because your actions are quite literally so egregious they go viral, and then you of course as a CEO and public figure have to formulate a statement with, I'm sure, some poor PR team that you're not listening to, and then you acknowledge the mistake as deeply personal, and you claim that you're taking accountability and reflecting, but you end that statement by blaming Coldplay for exposing your actions that you engaged in public that were yours to choose to engage in. I just think that collectively, as a human race, we have the right to cancel you.
And Andy's wife? She saw the video too. Not long after, people noticed she had scrubbed his last name from her social media accounts. The internet went wild over it, saying, "This is about to be the most expensive concert ticket in history." Meanwhile, inside Astronomer, Slack channels and group chats were lit up with gossip. Employees joked, "The guy who wrote us up for office ethics violations is out here at Coldplay with HR." The hypocrisy was glaring. The Kiss Cam moment wasn't just awkward. It cracked open a scandal that would only grow bigger in the hours and days to come. And what happened next would prove that sometimes one tiny moment, one viral clip, can set off a chain reaction no one can control.
I was at the Coldplay concert last night where these cheaters got exposed. I unfortunately did not take a video myself because I didn't anticipate this happening, or else I would have. But this person asked a good question like, "Oh, when you saw the Jumbotron, do you think, oh wow, that looks bad, or did it flash by so quickly you barely registered it?" So I thought I would tell you guys kind of what actually happened. So first of all, this is something that Chris does at the end of every Coldplay concert. The Jumbotron will pick like about 4 to 5 people in the crowd, and then Chris will like come up with a short little song on the spot. So it wasn't a Kiss Cam. A lot of people are saying it's a Kiss Cam. It was not a Kiss Cam, although they do show couples a lot based on the other concerts that I've seen. So it flashes to them. You all have seen the video. They immediately, the guy ducks, the woman covers her head, and no, it did not flash by quickly. They were kept on that Jumbotron minimum 30 seconds. That Jumbotron stayed put for a solid minute while Chris was just kind of like, I don't know if there's like a full video of like the whole thing on the internet, but no, it stayed. You could see that girl that was like next to them like this, that apparently also works with them the whole time. And then there were these guys like that I guess were behind them that came up and were jumping and were like, yeah, like we're in it. But no, I mean, for me personally, when it happened and Chris made the joke like, oh, they're either having an affair or they're just really shy. At first, I truly thought it was just them being shy. You know, some people don't want to be blasted on a Jumbotron. But it's the fact that they never came back. I was like, oh, potentially it is an affair. But I knew, I was like, I'm just gonna wake up tomorrow morning and I know the internet will already have it figured out for me, so I will just wait for that. And that is exactly what happened. I literally woke up from like 5 different texts from people because they knew that I was there being like, did you see this? Like, what happened? Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it was a long time for everyone to stare at them like trying to remove themselves from the situation. It was not fast at all.
Within 24 hours, the pressure on Andy Byron and Kristin Cabot exploded. The video wasn't just viral anymore. It was a full-blown PR nightmare. People weren't just laughing at the clip. They started asking real questions about workplace ethics, power dynamics, and how this kind of relationship could impact a billion-dollar company. Then came Andy's apology. And if he thought this would calm things down, he couldn't have been more wrong. He released a public statement that read, "What was supposed to be a night of music and joy turned into a deeply personal mistake playing out on a very public stage. I want to sincerely apologize to my wife, my family, and the team at Astronomer. You deserve better from me as a partner, as a father, and as a leader. This is not who I want to be, or how I want to represent the company I helped build."
It's come to my attention that my husband of 20 years, of more than 20 years, Andy Byron, has been cheating on me. And I found out because he and apparently his girlfriend got put on the Jumbotron at a Coldplay concert. And I don't know what's more embarrassing, finding out that your husband is cheating on you in such a public way, or finding out that your husband is cheating on you at a Coldplay concert. How lame can you be, Andy? Oh my God, you're so fucking lame. We have 2 kids. I'm sorry, I'm freaking out. We have 2 kids, and he did this to me. And not only that, but he cheated on me with the head of HR. He cheated on me with the head of HR. And everyone knows that HR women are the worst kinds of women. Anyway, I'm crashing out a little right now because, my whole life just crashed at a Coldplay concert.
At first glance, it sounded like your typical damage control, but then it took a strange turn. Andy added, "I also want to express how troubling it is that what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I hope we can all think more deeply about the impact of turning someone's life into a spectacle." And then, in the most bizarre twist, he closed his statement with a Coldplay lyric. As a friend once sang, "Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you." The internet didn't just roll its eyes, they went for his throat. People called the apology tone-deaf, pathetic, even manipulative. One commenter said, "You took your HR head to a Coldplay concert and got caught on camera, but we're supposed to reflect on how this became public? Cry me a river." Another said, "This isn't damage control. This is gaslighting." Meanwhile, Astronomer employees were already joking in private chats. "This dude really thought quoting Coldplay would save him?" one employee wrote. Another replied, "Bro out here writing Tumblr poetry instead of resigning." As if things weren't bad enough, Kristin Cabot quietly disappeared from the company website. Her LinkedIn profile went dark. Reports started surfacing that Astronomer's board had launched an internal investigation into the affair. One HR professional broke it down bluntly in a viral TikTok. "Here's what's happening right now behind the scenes," she said. "They're dedicating major resources to figure out if this relationship broke any company policies. They're reviewing expenses, meetings, even travel logs to see if this started on company time. There's probably a whole PR crisis team scrambling to prepare statements. Heads are going to roll." It wasn't just Andy and Kristin facing scrutiny. Astronomer itself was under the microscope. Fortune magazine warned of severe consequences for the company's culture, reputation, and financial stability. Workplace experts began publicly calling for not 1 but 2 resignations. And as the chaos unfolded, people noticed something else. Kristin wasn't just the head of HR. She was the only woman on Astronomer's leadership team. That fact added another layer of awkwardness to the scandal. To make matters worse, employees past and present started airing dirty laundry online. One former employee tweeted, "Not surprised. Andy always had a reputation for being toxic and aggressive. Former staff are cracking up over this video. Karma's a real thing. This wasn't just a kiss cam moment anymore. It had become a corporate scandal, a family tragedy, and a social media feeding frenzy all rolled into one. And everyone wanted to know, what would happen next?" While Astronomer scrambled behind the scenes, the fallout on Andy Byron's personal life was already making headlines. His wife, who had been married to him for over 15 years, quietly removed his last name from her Facebook profile. That one small action set the internet ablaze. Bruh, this concert ticket just cost him half his net worth, one user posted. Another added, this divorce about to hit harder than the Coldplay encore. And she wasn't the only one making moves. Kristin Kitt's social media accounts were wiped clean. Any trace of her at company events, employee appreciation posts, or even candid office photos started disappearing. It was like the company wanted to erase her existence overnight. Meanwhile, memes and parodies flooded the timeline. There were TikToks reenacting Andy's frantic dive under the VIP seats. One meme showed the Coldplay lyric, "Fix You," over Andy ducking for cover, with the caption, "Lights will guide you home, unless your side chick drags you down." Even the New York Post jumped in with their front page headline, "Dumbotron, CEO busted on Kiss Cam." Late night host piled on too. One joked, if your CEO and head of HR are hugging at Coldplay, they're not planning a company retreat. They're planning who gets which weekends with the kids. But as funny as the internet found it, the mood inside Astronomer was anything but lighthearted. Board members reportedly held emergency meetings. Legal teams combed through company policies to see if the relationship violated any non-fraternization clauses, and employees couldn't stop gossiping. Slack channels lit up with jokes, but also real fear about what would happen next. What's Monday morning gonna look like? One employee posted anonymously. She's HR. Who do you even file a complaint to when HR is the problem? An insider claimed Andy's fate was already sealed. If he doesn't own over 51% of the company, the board can and probably will force him out, they said. It's not like he's Elon Musk. This isn't about personality. It's about liability and reputation. He's done. Kristin's position was even more delicate. Experts warned that firing her could lead to legal trouble, but resignation seemed inevitable. She'll step down to save face, one lawyer commented. That's the cleanest exit for everyone. All the while, Andy's now infamous apology continued to haunt him. His attempt to blame the viral moment on lack of privacy came off as tone-deaf in a world where everyone has a camera in their pocket. One commentator put it bluntly, "You don't get to hide behind privacy when you're hugging your head of HR at a Coldplay concert in front of 55,000 people. That's not private. That's just stupid." And then came the conspiracy theories. Some claimed an Astronomer employee tipped off the camera crew on purpose. You're telling me out of all the couples at that concert, the camera just happened to find them? A TikTok user said. Nah, somebody wanted them exposed. Whether it was a setup or just bad luck didn't really matter anymore. The damage was done. The only question left, how much more damage would there be before the dust settled? As the story unfolded, it became more than just office gossip or tabloid fodder. It turned into a cautionary tale about power, trust, and how quickly a life built at the top can come crashing down. Industry insiders predicted Andy Byron's days as CEO were numbered. This isn't Dana White or some larger-than-life personality tied to the brand, one analyst said. Andy's just a name on a door. If the board wants him gone, he's gone. They'll bring in an interim CEO and quietly push him out. As for Kristin Kitt, her situation was equally precarious. Even if she avoided termination, the embarrassment alone made her position untenable. She's HR, a workplace expert pointed out. The department responsible for enforcing company ethics can't be embroiled in a scandal like this and survive. In the corporate world, perception is everything. Investors were already asking questions. Former employees were laughing in group chats, sharing stories about Andy's alleged toxic behavior. And in public forums, people debated whether a relationship between a CEO and head of HR was ever appropriate, even if it were consensual. But outside of boardrooms and legal teams, the story took on a life of its own. It became a cultural phenomenon. People started using "don't get caught on the kiss cam" as slang for getting exposed doing something shady. The meme economy cashed in big. Clips of Andy ducking down were edited into scenes from action movies, video games, even cartoons. It wasn't just about Andy and Kristin anymore. It was about how one tiny moment, one flash on a jumbotron can tear down carefully crafted images, destroy reputations, and expose the cracks in even the most powerful empires. This wasn't just bad optics. It was a lesson. In the age of social media, there are no private moments. Every camera is live. Every audience is global. And if you're not careful, the whole world can be your witness. So what happens now? Will Andy and Kristin fade quietly into obscurity? Or will they try to salvage their careers in some unexpected comeback? Only time will tell. But for now, remember this. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And nothing screams stupid prize louder than being exposed on a kiss cam at a Coldplay concert. If you thought this story was wild, trust me, there's more where that came from. Drop a comment below and tell me what you think. Was this just bad luck, or did they deserve everything that's happening?
I could have never guessed that it would be such high-profile individuals in the video. I do feel sorry for their partners and spouses that they had to find out this way.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another breakdown. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.